I'm Diana Prince, and I am here with Mr. Scott Spiegel. And we're going to learn about awesome things.
We are.
We are.
Oh, it's a horror movie called The Temple, written by my friend and neighbor, Peter Allen Roberts, and to be produced by my neighbor, Suzanne Patrick. And it's a cool little horror film. I think we've got Andy Summers of Police fame in it, which will be great, and hopefully I think he's going to be doing the music. And it's all coming together very quickly, so
that's awesome.
It should be cool. You know, $500,000 shot in Bhutan, the kingdom of Bhutan, the safest place on earth. And it's a really cool little horror film, very unique, distinctive.
And you wrote it, or you're directing?
And I'll be directing it, yes,
nice.
Indeed. So
very
it's
cool.
got a really cool cast, and it's all coming together rather rapidly. So we'll be shooting that in the fall in Bhutan, which is between India and China, next to Nepal.
That is a really cool location.
Yeah, it really is. So I really look forward to going there and doing that. It's pretty amazing. So we're just kind of putting all the elements together right now.
Awesome. Congrats. I will still be looking forward to that, sincerely.
Bully!
There's no way the questions that I could come up with for you would not be anywhere as entertaining as you just naturally are.
Oh, you're just saying.
No, I'm really not.
Well, somebody just said it. Oh,
no.
Okay.
I guess I really was.
Oh, no, that's cool. All right.
Let's see, you could start with, I remember last time you were telling me about before how you all met, like Sam Raimi and you, and it was like how you were doing 8mm films or whatever, I don't know.
All of those things. I just saw Sam. He was so cool. I did some demon voices for Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Shut up! That's
so that
awesome.
was great. Yeah.
Can
so,
we hear your demon voice? Please?
No, wait a minute. Okay. I can't do it. Let me just see. All right. Let me just see. I need to have picture up and running so I could do it. I can't do it now, actually.
Well, that was
threw me for a loop.
I'm sorry.
Boy, no,
we'll
I gotta get into character.
That's
The weird thing was is that they had some stock footage from Evil Dead 1 and 2, and I had done some of the demon voices for a few of the characters in Evil Dead 2, and I turned to Sam, I said, Sam, I'm just revoicing myself, and he started laughing. Like, he remembers any of that stuff. He remembers a lot, but like, he's not going to remember that kind of stuff, but it's all good. Anyway, it was great to see Sam, and it looks great. So, very exciting, for Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Oh, heck yeah.
You guys all knew each other in, like, Michigan?
Yeah, we went to school in Michigan, and Sam, Bruce, and myself at West Maple. And we were all making movies, and all of a sudden it was just like, oh, you make movies? Oh, let's check your movies out. Let's check them out. So we all ended up just making movies together. And Bruce was always the star, and Sam and I would act and write and direct, and Bruce would certainly write and direct and make his own films. But we all just kind of cobbled it together, and then eventually Rob Tapper came along, and things got a lot more serious there as we entered college. But, it was cool. We made short films. We were on a show called The Ghoul Show, and they showed our movies. And so we kind of got a little local heat, and as much as we could garner at that point. But then we did a feature film called It's Murder, which is pretty amazing because we destroyed our family cars. And for us, back in the late 70s, that was about $3,000, and that was a lot of money for us. But then that was cool because I think Rob Tappert saw that movie and went, hey, you know what? Horror is really big. We could do a cheap, low-budget horror film on 16mm, blow it up to 35. Let's see what we can do. So Sam and Rob made Clockwork. I helped out. I was the killer in that. And then we did Within the Woods, which I was an actor in. And then Evil Dead. I worked on that. I was supposed to play Scotty, and that just didn't quite work out just because of the timing of everything. And then everything just kept rolling after that. So those guys worked really, it was very tough because that was a rough time to take on a feature film. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, Sam was barely 20. And so it was incredible. And it was a bit of a rough ride just because, as Bruce Campbell, I think, once said, we didn't have anything to compare it to. So I guess maybe that's just the way you make movies. And then all of a sudden you realize, hey, wait a minute, we could probably do this a lot smoother. And so when Evil Dead 2 came around, it was great to come on board and write that with Sam. And then by that time they had, a budget and everything that was such a great shoot. I was just so glad to be a part of that.
That's such a crazy ride to just go from doing it like locally and having fun to go. Blow
Yeah,
up.
and to quite frankly, Bruce, Sam, and Rob were the trailblazers. They were the mavericks. A few of us kind of stayed behind. We either weren't ready to commit or to go, hey, gee, I'm going to quit my $25,000 a year job being a stock clerk at Kroger's to go down to Tennessee and work on this $50 a week film. And it's like, wow, So I was able to actually work on the post-production thing, and I came up with a few gags with Sam for Evil Dead and stuff like that. And quite frankly, I was surprised he gave me any kind of a credit, even a fake show credit, and I was thankful for that.
That's an adorable thing.
But
You should tell me about that. What is it? You guys love Three Stooges? Or?
Oh, yeah. Well, it was so great is they were kind of our film school in a way. We loved the sound effects, and we loved throwing pies in each other's face, and they were kind of just an inspiration, but most importantly, I think they were just kind of classic comedy. And it was great that Sam loved them and Bruce loved them, and we all did. And that's where we got our sound effects for a lot of our comedies and some of our horror films, actually, because it was the Columbia Sound Library. So even though it's not, our Three Stooges stuff, a body fall, a door closing, a body hit, those can go in any movie. And boy, I think all of those sound effects came to a head in Sam Raimi's Crime Wave. Because all that has such. I'm like, man, I'm glad I taped those off TV. Scott, Bruce is like calling me, Scott, get those sound effects over here. And I'm going, oh yeah. Well, I didn't think they were going to go that. They were using every sound effect, and it was great. So anyway, great. A guy named Joe Henry over at Columbia created all those Stooges sound effects, and even then, which are great. So I just love hearing them. And I think we use some in Evil Dead too. Who knows? It's great. I love those sound effects.
It's very cool that you guys do that. I love the fake show credit that everyone gets.
Oh yeah, Sam just
goes with that.
Yeah, that is a cool trivia piece, but it just keeps the Stooges alive because they're great. And their work is kind of timeless in a way, and that's what I was kind of talking to Sam about Evil Dead and the timelessness of it. It's like people and yeah, maybe there's some 80s hair in there, but for the most part, it's a cabin, and he's got the classic car, the 73 Oldsmobile, and it's woods, so it's all good. It's just it has a nice holds up pretty well.
Agreed.
Oh well, I'm really looking forward to doing a movie called Zombie Wedding.
I like the title.
Yes, and the producer is Colin Bates, and he just produced Maggie for Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, nice.
And he's doing a Halle Berry movie now. I believe the title is Kidnap, but I'm not exactly sure. And I'm hoping that Zombie Wedding will be his next movie, and that I can do that after I wrap The Temple. The Temple, say your prayers. I like that tagline.
I do too.
I like Say Your Prayers as a title, but anyway, off the subject. But yeah, Zombie Wedding's really cool, and I think it's great. I'm so looking forward to it, and that's kind of a pretty big. Zombies are the new vampires, I think. I think they're here to stay.
Vampires are so over.
Oh, but they'll always be here.
I know.
It's just somebody will reinvent somewhere, some way. I don't know, but yeah, exactly.
I'm waiting for werewolves to make a comeback. There need to be a lot more werewolf movies.
Yeah, it's amazing. I wonder, and
Zombies
just haven't-
versus werewolves.
I know, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it depends on what kind of tape you can do for that, But the vampire thing is so easy and cheap.
It is.
You put white makeup on, some contacts, some
I know.
fangs maybe.
I dress as a vampire accidentally all the time.
The Accidental Vampire. There's a new movie.
There you go.
I know, maybe that was already made.
We'll do the remake. Like everything is getting remade.
title.
So have you always loved horror?
Yeah. I guess a monster kid. Grew up in the 60s when everything was monsters and monsters and Addams Family, and then completely taken over by Batman. But then Planet of the Apes and the monsters kept going, and yeah, for me, I really like the visual nature of a horror film. Not that you can't be visual with dramas or action films. Certainly, you can be visual with action films too. But usually, horror just gets you into kind of another realm. I'm sure in horror films, I'll bet you any money there's just more dream sequences or nightmare sequences in horror films than your average ordinary drama. And that alone, I mean, look at Nightmare on Elm Street. Obviously, that's Wes Craven's as much as I love Scream and those movies. But I think Nightmare on Elm Street really allowed Wes Craven to be as visual as he ever was.
It's true.
And,
Because he's so creative with that.
Yeah, I
story.
mean, it was great because he's also creating the gag, writing the gags, and then also has to visualize them. And so that's what makes that franchise, you know, sometimes a little more fun. It can stretch credibility. Place here, you know, you had an office here. In the
No way.
1920s, no joke.
Oh my gosh.
Out
Right
in
next
the
to my
actual
apartment.
building?
That's amazing.
That is crazy, yeah.
And it already does kind of look like Mickey Mouse.
I know, it's weird. It's like, what's going on?
It's like mutated Mickey Mouse.
It's, yeah, post-apocalyptic mouse.
What is your favorite out of acting, directing, and writing?
Directing. Directing's, that's I love that, and I love the visual nature of it. I mean, writing's a lot of fun, and that's kind of cool because I like to collaborate, so, you know, but again, it's just a couple of people and you're doing your thing, and but then directing, you feel like you're more in control. I do love the acting bit. I do mostly cameo bits, and it's fun because I don't have to play the real game of auditioning, which is just, you know, that's an actor's daily life. They may go on 2-3 auditions a day, possibly, and, you know, and it's tough to seriously do that. I totally respect that, but no, directing's a blast. I just love that.
So
It's reasons why I might like it at the time of the year. One film I'd love to have come out is I co-directed with Mars Callahan. It's a really funny comedy called Spring Break '83. And it's got everybody in it. John Goodman, the $6 Million Man, Lee Majors,
What?
Downtown Julie Brown. Just too many people. It's a hilarious, funny, whacked movie. And I just hope it comes out or something. I don't know. It's really a funny movie.
Why
If
isn't
I
it
may
out
be
yet?
so biased, but
You may.
I think there's some music rights issues, and I don't really know, because, you know, as a director for hire, you just do your thing a lot of times, and you're like, oh, okay, you know, because I wasn't involved in the post-production of it, but at the end of the day, you know, I don't know. I just know that it's a really funny movie, and I saw the film. It was almost finished. It had some opticals and certainly a lot of music cues to deal with, although the music was in there. But again, the issue is rights, because we shot some sequences that are very specific to this Aerosmith song. So it's like
Gotcha.
you can get the sound-alikes, you know, type of a group possibly if you get the song rights and I don't know. But it just seems, you know, that it's a shame that such a funny movie is kind of caught up in. Well, there's plenty of films that are
Well,
kind of
when
in
it comes out,
limbo
it's gonna be
land.
awesome.
Oh yeah. Mars Callahan's kind of a mad genius too, so it's great to work with that guy.
I feel like a lot of my friends were in that. Like I heard people talking about it a lot. There's a lot of bikini girls in it.
Yes, and we shipped a lot of people. We ran out of them in Louisiana. We had to ship them from Texas. And it was a great time. It was really, it's just, I can't believe I shouldn't say I can't believe how funny the movie is, but it was made under some very awkward circumstances and fucking hilarious film. Again, I'm biased, I know. Oh, hey man, but David Hasselhoff was at the screening and he laughed his ass off. So that's all I know.
Well, if the Hoff likes it, then it
The
must
Hoff
be
is,
great.
he's the man. I love that guy. He's so
Have you ever worked with him?
No, but I've seen movies. I was sitting a few seats away from him, but he was great. I think his daughter at the time was dating one of the kids in the film, but he was laughing nonetheless because it seemed like legitimate
That's
laughter.
awesome.
You know when somebody's
The
faking.
Hoff approval.
Yeah, I know. Come on. I think he just was oogling the babes. No, I'm kidding. He was laughing.
He had so much of that on Baywatch.
Oh yeah, I know. Maybe
like,
just
over it.
you're probably
That's
right.
why you can appreciate
You're
the comedy now.
exactly. Good call, boy. I like you. Yes, that's good stuff.